Hello football fans and Happy New Year to you all. I wish you all happiness and joy. However, today I'm not feeling too great because my favourite coach Enzo Maresca has been fired and I won't get to see him coach Chelsea anymore. Why was he let go? What are the reasons behind this decision? Let me break it down point by point. First, lately, I've been growing more attached to Chelsea because their gameplay has become smoother and closer to the ball control style needed for the future. This is largely due to Enzo Maresca completely transforming Chelsea's approach. At the very least, we're no longer seeing the long-term misalignments from the Mauricio Pochettino era, like sticking Cole Palmer on the right wing for an entire season. Now, it's clear Palmer needs to be back in the central role, with wide attackers providing width, transitions and organizational links, all contributing to an increasingly fluid system. Individual players are also improving. Last season, Pedro Neto found his form. This season, it's Alejandro Garnacho's turn in this evolving system. The three-back defensive organization has also become more flexible. Previously, the three-man line was too compact, but now they've learned to shift laterally and stretch the play to help build from the back. The so-called generalist system is starting to take shape. In short, the dark period is almost over, and the team has learned most of what they needed to. Against tight defenses, we're not just seeing hope, but also glimpses of the future, all thanks to the coach's style and philosophy. Recent inconsistent results can partly be attributed to Cole Palmer's slow return to form. When he starts, the attacking fluency drops. Add to that the recurring issue of set-piece defense. There's still room for improvement in in-game adjustments, but many stylized coaches aren't great at this. Pep Guardiola and Mikel Arteta are prime examples. There's always a trade-off. For the sake of long-term tactical value, we should tolerate the learning curve and give time for gradual improvement. This style is the right medicine for strong teams, competing on multiple fronts and maintaining fitness and intensity over a long season. Regarding the recent 2-2 draw with AFC Bournemouth, I predicted Chelsea would concede 1-2 goals due to defensive weaknesses and the opponent's fast pace. In the end, Chelsea didn't lose in open play. Both goals conceded were from long throw-ins, bombarded into the box to cause chaos near the goal. Although Alejandro Garnacho was at fault for missing his mark at the back post twice, the key to defending long throw-ins is always not to lose the first header at the near post. 2 minutes before the first goal, Bournemouth tried the same tactic and Chelsea lost the first header again. Both goals came from the same position and pattern, with Antoine Semenyo causing consistent trouble. If you don't clear the first header, the second ball naturally leads to chaos. Trevoh Chalobah struggles in these first header duels due to his height and strength limitations, and I've always said Chelsea need to buy a centre-back. These set-piece issues aren't related to the overall tactical philosophy. Individual duels and responsibilities are the main culprits. On the attacking front, Chelsea created enough chances against Bournemouth. The second goal was similar to the previous game, with open play penetration into the box and a shot from just behind the penalty spot, a classic way to break down a compact defense. Last game, Enzo Fernandez missed a similar chance, but this time he scored, showing improved finishing. Garnacho is now willing to pass instead of being selfish, a far cry from his previous Manchester United style. He's been steadily improving under Maresca. We've seen back-to-back games with organised build-up play, smooth transitions and obvious progress, especially in breaking down compact defences, the fastest area of improvement recently. Poor results are due to other factors, not because the attack lacks direction. Early in the second half, Chelsea's control and rhythm management weren't ideal, but overall progress deserves time for the coach. Let's talk about a certain Brazilian player. Previously, his mentality was poor, picking up yellow cards and being benched. In this game, he returned with a strong performance, winning a penalty and consistently breaking through to the byline. Unfortunately, the link-up play didn't find the striker in a surefire scoring position and the crosses didn't connect, but this is typical in the later stages of the dark period. You've broken through the defense to the byline. All that's missing is the final touch. Possession creates chances, but goals elude. It's a phase seen in Pep Guardiola's first season and Mikel Arteta's second season, the threshold before entering the harvest period. Firing the coach just as you're about to enter this phase is the biggest shame. The attacking positions are mostly sorted. The next step is reinforcing the defense, 1 or 2 transfer windows to buy a centre-back of the required level before talking about competing for titles. Liverpool, Manchester City and Arsenal all gradually entered title contention after strengthening their defences. Bournemouth had many attacking chances in this game, related to Chelsea's defence and Palmer's return, affecting midfield battles and physicality. But Chelsea's base formation is 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1, maintaining balance in attack and defence. At least it's not like Ruben Amorim's 4-2-4, which conceded 4 goals to Bournemouth at home, 3 from open play. That's a different level of imbalance. Comparing Ruben Amorim and Enzo Maresca is like comparing an ant to an ox. In terms of substitutions, Chelsea made changes at half-time, showing more decisiveness than before. Fans asked why Palmer was substituted. I think it was justified. He's still not at his best, only slightly better than last game, lacking his usual spark and physicality. The faster the pace, the less suited he is, and he should have been subbed earlier. Pedro, who came on, is also capable of playing direct passes, so Palmer's substitution is explainable. Also, remember, Chelsea's best run of form came when Palmer was absent. Recently, Maresca has been consciously limiting Palmer to the right flank, somewhat reminiscent of Arteta's early days positioning Martin Odegaard on the right, a sign of progression towards title contention. The team is getting better and closer to competing for trophies. Looking broader, no matter the opponent, pre-match planning has become more mature and targeted, with shortcomings mainly in in-game adjustments. Even so, Maresca, like Antonio Conte, Thomas Tuchel and Maurizio Sarri before him, achieved a win rate above 60% and won titles, and his ball control philosophy is more systematic, sustainable and replicable than those three. Firing him at this juncture essentially means starting from scratch. That's the biggest regret. Manchester United's lesson tells us that the biggest mistake in sacking a coach is getting the timing wrong. After firing Maresca, is there a better candidate available? Almost all candidates from the Guardiola lineage are already employed, with only Xavi potentially available. But his Premier League experience and tactical fit are questionable. A new coach would start from zero. Chelsea's ball control culture isn't deeply rooted yet, and their recent progress was accelerated by adopting Manchester City's youth and coaching philosophies. Now, resetting the style carries extremely high risk. Frankly, Maresca isn't the one to worry about. He's won 2 titles with Chelsea, has an impressive resume and could easily find another job, possibly even taking over at Manchester City. I'm just analysing the pros and cons of this decision. As for why he was sacked, who bears more responsibility? Was Chelsea impatient and impulsive, or did Maresca provoke the board? Rumours include the coach feeling the club didn't provide real support within 48 hours, failing to meet his request for a centre-back, medical team restrictions on playing time, and Maresca reaching out to Manchester City in October and December. Honestly, external reports are hard to verify. I tend to understand this from the team's developmental cycle. We're at the tail end of the dark period, about to enter the harvest phase, and cutting ties now is a huge shame. The defensive puzzle isn't complete yet. How can you compete for titles? Historically, Liverpool, Arsenal and Manchester City all took several transfer windows to buy the right players before entering title contention. The Premier League isn't a video game. Therefore, if the board genuinely believes this year is the time to compete for the title while ignoring the defensive rebuild, then it shows a lack of patience and a disconnect with the head coach's philosophy. Instead of firing him immediately, they should keep him close. Trust that the coach is steering the team in the right direction, and even if he eventually wants to join Manchester City, Chelsea should retain him until the other side pays compensation. Instead, they're now paying to let him go and scrambling to find a replacement, facing enormous rebuilding risks. In summary, Chelsea stands at the threshold from the dark period to the harvest phase. The framework for ball control play to break down compact defences is in place, with the biggest weaknesses being first header duels and set-piece defence, along with in-game substitution timing. These are trainable and fixable issues. Firing Maresca now does the most long-term damage to the club. Unless you can guarantee the next coach is at Pep Guardiola's level, you're likely starting over. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments, like the video, and support the channel by subscribing for more content. Thank you for watching.